for 20-year-old Russian forward Igor Chernyshov. You've had a chance to watch him with the San Jose Barracuda this season. He's something special.
Very much so. He'd be your modern-day power forward. Can't wait to see him on the ice.
Here's a pass into Celebrini. Karam's back to John Klingberg. Has the top line on now for San Jose, or at least part of it is. Celebrini over to Klingberg. Scores! John Klingberg scored the Sharks' last goal on Saturday to win it from Macklin. They do it again to kick things off tonight.
In front of the net, or beside the net, who is it? Chernyshov there. He's providing some problems. What a move by Macklin. And John Klingberg comes in. Chernyshov is there. You got to have people at the net. That's what they need. They want shots at the net. That play by Macklin and Klingberg. They're becoming a 1-2 combination that we did not see coming from the start.
Now Bustevich, or check that Zari with it. A little work from the right point side. Gets it out on the wing. A quick shot there. Askarov juggling it on the shot by Backlund. After both Kurashev and Smith went down in that game against Pittsburgh. Here's Macklin. Shoots one out. Colin Graf. In alone. Graf. Shot it high. Weegar might have got a piece of it. Sharks with the first goal of the game and a goal period against Calgary. They were shut out there a month ago, 2-0, and they were outshot 27-6 in the first two periods of that game. And they score! Barclay Goodrow with a gift that bounces out front. It's 2-0.
Now they thought there should have been an icing. But Iorio sees Barclay Goodrow going. He sees that seam, so he throws it in deep. Barclay's already on the move. He's there first, able to get the bounce right out to the front of the net. Fortunate bounce on the angle. Bang. In the net. Not much Dustin Wolf could do there.
Now Celebrini works past Coronado at center. Into the zone. Snaps a shot. Saved by Wolf.
Smart play by Vinny Iorio. Worked out well for the Sharks, but you do understand why the Flames were a little upset there.
A hand lead for the Flames, who have got to be thinking they need the next goal in this one. Here's a shot by Lomberg, and they almost got it there, but Askarov with a great save. Sharks, interestingly, we'll get to it in a moment, Liljegren off the draw, and Wolf with the glove save. Interestingly, I got to drop a name or two here. One of my golf buddies, Juice, along with D. Winters, who had a great game on Sunday. Also got a chance to play with Luke Gifford. George Kittle's here too. There's a shot that the Flames say went in, and so does the referee. A slapper by Blake Coleman. And Calgary cuts the lead in half, 2-1. That was in and out.
It's just a simple 3-on-2 rush. To the middle, touch pass, and a blast by Coleman. One times it off of Askarov into the net and pops right out. Zary just makes the play. It's just a 1-2 pass and a shot. Let's see where the puck is. See how it's up on edge. I'm wondering if that threw Yaroslav Askarov off a little bit, because boy.
Coronado with 10 goals as well. Coleman had the game winner against the Sharks and in November, and here he is again. And off the rebound, Zary again.
Get your feet moving here.
Here's Coleman, teed up by Ball. A slapper that kicks out to Toffoli. Acquisition by the Flames from Vancouver, who drafted Bustevich back in 23. Michigan native. Here's Kadri, saved by Askarov. And now Celebrini, checked by Kevin Ball. They get it through. Here's Toffoli, 2-on-1. Graf, Ferraro, saved by Wolf.
Gotta come back here, gotta come back.
Here's Lomberg with Anderson, 2-on-1, and scores. Ryan Lomberg, and the Flames get a goal from their fourth line. It's 2-2.
But then you've also, your F3 has to make sure he comes back and helps this. But on this particular shot, Lomberg is able to walk in and just beats Yaroslav Askarov over the pad, under the glove. Looking across, a no-look shot till the end.
Here's Coleman, and it's stolen by Wenberg. With Eklund, who puts a shot on net. Up on his toes to grab it is Dustin Wolf.
One of the others.
And now chipped by Dellandrea. Swings into the corner with Anderson. Dellandrea out front, and it's on the goal line. They score! Barclay Goodrow has a second goal tonight.
One of the keys was pucks and people to the net. Very good job, Ty Dellandrea getting in, getting that first touch on the man, and then Ty works it to the front, and Macklin is there. Doesn't quite squeeze through Wolf on that play, but Barclay Goodrow says, I got this, and gets his second of the night so far. 18.4 seconds left. Barclay Goodrow gave the Sharks what they really needed at the end of this period.
Oh my.
And like you said,
Made that happen.
You darn right he did.
Here's Macklin for Calgary, puts one more shot on net for the Flames. You know, we mentioned they scored 7 goals against Buffalo a couple of nights ago, but as you said, in general, they are not a high-scoring bunch. They need the goaltending, and they're getting it. The Sharks get a save there from Askarov. Calgary now with the last-place power play in the league. Here's Colin Graff, short-handed, cuts in, testing Wolf from mid-range. As Kadri tried to keep it alive, it bounces to Sharon Govich. Huberdeau now. His shot into the glove of Askarov. He'll hang on. Reeves gets to it. Now we're stopped check to Goodrow. Back for Iorio. Tipped in front. Reeves. He'll dish it back to Mukhamadullin. Now Kadri drives it off the boards. Klapka had his pocket picked, but he's got it again. Adam Klapka. Saved by Askarov. But they have in Calgary in the winter. Chinooks. Look it up. Kadri. It's behind the Sharks' net, and out front now to Anderson as Askarov's down.
Kadri kicks it back behind, and Dellandrea had just lost his balance.
Escape from pressure. Back for Toffoli, and that shot hit Kuznetsov's skate. Following is Eklund. Back for Toffoli, and Wolf got a piece of it, I believe, and it's out of play.
As the puck just gets a good bounce for the Sharks. Back to Tyler. Tyler going top corner, and Dustin Wolf. Look how far Dustin Wolf is out of crease. Now, Wenberg was going to the net, but Kuznetsov pushes him kind of out of the way. You see it right in front, and guides Wenberg out of the way, and that way Dustin Wolf is able to.
See if this line can pressure. Mukhamadullin. On a Graff, skip by him to Anderson, who gives it right back. Now Graff in with Macklin. Spinorama, and scores! Wow! What a goal by Macklin celebrating! That is the National Hockey League at its finest!
My gosh. That cut in, the speedy in which he attacks, the spin, the shot goes off the leg, goes in, but just the absolute genius of that play, going by ball and then up off of Macklin and in the net.
Playing in his 34th game of the season. Here's Toffoli, a breakaway! Saved by Wolf.
Big save by Dustin Wolf. Yeah, that's a good sign. Still getting the chances. Dustin Wolf. I don't know if there's a goalie in the National Hockey League that plays breakaways better than Dustin Wolf. Breakaways and shootouts, he is apt. Get your feet moving forward. Always want to make sure you're having numbers up in the neutral zone, especially having that third forward high when you're on the forecheck.
Eklund to wrap around. They score! Tyler Toffoli, his 300th career goal.
William Eklund does a terrific job coming back on this play. So he comes around, win the draw, come around the top of the circle. Tyler Toffoli releases from ball, and everybody's looking at William Eklund. 4 Calgary Flames are looking at Eklund. And Tyler gets that goal. He's had chance after chance after chance. They've got to make sure they continue to do what they're just doing right here. Ethan Cardwell, terrific job being up in the neutral zone.
Jonathan Huberdeau gets it away. Kadri scores! Nazem Kadri with an answer for Calgary, and it's 5-3.
They might be looking at this, the Sharks, because right away Yaroslav Askarov looked at the bench and said, hey, so watch it at the net. Huberdeau brings it in. There's going to be a drive to the net. And at the net, Askarov is out. Klapka's right there. And they're having a little discussion right now, the officials. Well, there we don't see if there was contact. It didn't look like. Now, here it is. There's the overhead. There's initial contact. And then contact again on the glove.
Frost flips it in from center ice. Goodrow's there. He gets drilled down low. Here's Celebrini with the empty net. And he'll steer it away and into the goal. And the Sharks will win here against Calgary tonight. Fourth point of the game for Macklin Celebrini.
Beating Anderson to the puck, and then great work in the corner along the boards.
They're surprising everyone. And the crowd here at SAP Center is loving it.